This car beside me is the smallest SUV from Lexus, the LBX, and it's also the most affordable car on offer with Lexus badging at the moment. This makes it a firm competitor against its luxury compact SUV rivals, like the Mercedes-Benz GLA, Audi Q2, and the Volvo XC40. And in this video, I'm going to show you how it handles urban life and whether or not it's the answer for those who are wanting something small but economical to run and don't want to compromise on luxury. So stay watching. The LBX is offered in 3 variants, and the model on test here is the luxury 2-wheel drive, which is the entry-level model. Lexus has priced this from $47,550 before on-roads. That makes this the only luxury rival that sits under $50K. Impressive for those who are wanting a premium badge, but are short on parking space. This model comes with a good number of features for the grade level, like heated front seats, synthetic leather trims, as well as a suite of high-end technology that includes wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, built-in sat-nav, and a Lexus Connected Services app with over-the-air updates. The full specs are in my detailed written review at carsguide.com.au if you need more info. Sitting smaller than any of its rivals, the LBX earns its compact tag. It shares some underpinnings with its rival cousin, the Toyota Yaris Cross, so if you do like that, you're definitely going to like this. Lexus has refined the exterior look though with softer edges and stylized LED lighting. The LBX only comes with 2-toned paintwork, which gives it some cool kid vibes. Add the 18-inch alloys and the large Lexus badging at the rear, and you're not going to forget that you're getting into something nice. As you'd expect, the cabin is far more refined than its Toyota cousin. There's a swathe of soft touch points and synthetic leather trims throughout that really boost the overall luxury look. The doors close with a soft thump, and the flush joinery looks really solid looking. The dashboard is accentuated by a 9.8-inch touchscreen multimedia system and a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, both of which look really great. There are some really nice focal points in here too, with the contrasting red stitching and customizable ambient lighting. The cabin size well and truly establishes this as an urban dweller, and 2 occupants, or at least 2 adult occupants, will fit best. You can squeeze a kid in the back if necessary, but it's pretty cozy back there. That being said, I have plenty of room for my 168cm height for head and leg room, but I was definitely jostling for elbow position when I had my husband in tow. The glove box is filled with the manual, which I'd personally throw into the boot because there's not a lot of individual storage in this car throughout. I do like how clever some of the storage is though, like this second cup holder slides back and forth to allow easier access into the middle console, and you do get a handy shelf underneath the center console. Charging options are pretty good in this car, with the front getting 3 USB-C ports, a wireless charging pad, and a 12-volt socket. The rear also gets 2 USB-C ports as well. I will note though that the wireless charging pad is a little bit shallow and your phone can stick out a little bit if it's large. The multimedia system is easy to use and responsive to touch. I like that you get built-in services like the sat-nav and that you get wireless connectivity for your smartphone. I would have liked a few more customizations available for safety and whatnot in the instrument cluster, but overall the technology is pretty well rounded. The back seat is not cozy, it's uncomfortable. I don't have a lot of room whatsoever, and I'm sitting behind my driving position. I can fit my kid's child seat back here, but I had to push the front seat forward quite a lot to accommodate his legs and general comfort. When a seat is installed, it does block some of the back windows, so that's something to be aware of. While it's doable, the ISOFIX child seat mounts and 3 top tethers do not make this a family-friendly car. And the amenities and just general features in this row are bare by anyone's standards. Certainly not what you would expect for such a luxury brand. You get those 2 USB-C ports and a map pocket, and that's it. The boot is actually pretty good size at 402 litres, and I actually liked having a deeper lip this week because it meant that my groceries didn't roll around and I had enough stacking space for luggage. I also like that you get a powered tailgate in this model, but you do only get a tyre inflator kit. The luxury two-wheel drive has a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder hybrid petrol engine and a continuously variable transmission that produces a combined power output of 100 kilowatts. Lexus doesn't quote a combined torque figure, but straight engine specs say it sits at 185 Newton meters. To give you an idea of its power, you can do a 0 to 100 kilometer sprint in 9.2 seconds. So it's not a speedster, think of it as a little baby Lexus. This has got adequate power. You can keep up with traffic easily and overtake when necessary. Sometimes it does whine a little bit at you when you're hitting the hills on an open road. Sometimes it also sounds like it's stuck in the wrong gear for too long, but that's mostly because of that CVT. Otherwise, in the city, it's responsive and quite zippy. Despite the occasional engine noise, the ride is very refined. The suspension feels well cushioned, and the cabin is ridiculously quiet for such a short wheelbase. In fact, my husband and I both complimented this car on our long road trip this week because it just felt very pleasant to be in. As I mentioned earlier, the child seat, when it's installed, compromises the back window visibility a bit, but otherwise, visibility is actually quite good in this, and I felt very confident being assertive in tight city traffic. I'm pretty impressed with how this is handled. It's nimble and responsive in the city, and I also like how it handles itself on the open road. Most of this week has been torrential rain, but not once have I ever felt like it's been a scary moment to drive. It feels very solid and stable on the road, which is great. This is so damn easy to park. It's nimble, it's got an excellent 360-degree view camera system, and it's honestly your best friend in those really tight Rat Warren Westfield car parks where you're all fighting for a space. The official combined fuel cycle figure is 3.8 litres per 100 kilometres, and my usage came out at 5.2 litres. I think that's excellent consumption, especially considering how much open road driving I did this week. But when I was in the city, I did see that sit closer to the 4.5 litre mark. Based on the official combined fuel cycle and the small 36 litre fuel tank, you should get a theoretical driving range of around 927 kilometres. The Lexus LBX hasn't been rated with ANCAP yet, but its close cousin, the Yaris Cross, did achieve a 5-star rating back in 2021, and they do share very similar features. The LBX does come with a host of great safety systems as standard and 8 airbags, but I do have to call out the driver attention monitor because it is annoyingly sensitive and does ping out a lot on a road trip. But the full specs are in my detailed written review at carsguide.com.au if you need more info. The LBX comes with a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty term and a 5-year cap price servicing program where services cost $595 per service, which is very good for the class. Servicing intervals are also reasonable at every 12 months or 15,000 kilometres, whichever occurs first, and you also get 3 years roadside assistance as a part of your cap price servicing plan. The Lexus LBX luxury two-wheel drive is the sort of car you get if your kids have flown the nest or if you're looking to get into a luxury brand for a relatively affordable price tag. It does earn its compact SUV tag though tenfold, so don't be expecting to be ferrying around your crew in this. A cat or a small dog maybe, but the back seat is not adult sized. That being said, it drives well, looks good, and suits city dwelling, so it gets a 7.8 out of 10 from me. If you're after more details, check out the full review at carsguide.com.au. I'll see you next week.